Welcome to the Rustic Garden Homestead. This video is all about blackberries. I'm going to show you how to plant your blackberry canes, get them set up and growing this year, and then next year you're going to have blackberries. We're going to go to an older blackberry area. I'm going to show you how to really just give them a boost with a water-soluble fertilizer. And then behind me you see the trellising. Blackberry canes can get 6 or 8 feet tall, so you do have to trellis them. I'm going to show you how I manage their size, but basically take care of this whole space right here. It's already done, but I'm going to show you the before and after and how I planted up 3 different varieties of blackberries and just cleaned up the whole space. This is the space that I'm going to add more blackberries right into these raised beds. We'll clear them out. I'll show you the whole planting process, trellising ideas to get the canes that are already there organized. These are my blackberries that have been here. I think they're going on maybe their 6th or 7th season. They are trellised. They get tall and they will flop over. So I just weave them between the string. You just need something basic to keep them up in the air. This one grew itself. Now remember, blackberries send out rhizomes and they will spread. You can buy different varieties that do that less, but they are going to spread, so you do have to keep an eye on them. I just left these here. And for these, I'm just tying them to a post to keep them going straight up. And notice, these are probably 8 feet, maybe going on 9 feet tall, so they can get really tall. The first feeding I typically do somewhere in the beginning of March, and I just hit them with a water-soluble fertilizer. At the end of the season, I will put down more compost along here. They have a lot of surface roots that will take in the nutrients, but the cool thing about blackberries is they send roots down that easily go down 2 or 3 feet. Over time, you know, some of them get to 5 feet, even 10 feet. They'll go down, they'll look for water, they're really hardy. So you don't really have to over care for them, except for the trellising and making sure that if they're popping up in other places, you're removing them. I'll show you what I do with the canes that I find in other places. So just a quick recap. Beginning of March, I hit the established bed with a water-soluble fertilizer. Now that we're into the beginning of May, the plants are starting to flower. I'm going to just hit them one more time heavily. I'll show you the pour with a water-soluble fertilizer, and that will help these guys take care of, you know, the rest of the growing for the summer. In the raised beds, I have canes that just kind of crept over and came up in there, and I've kept them. They get huge. I mean, look at this one. This guy's just flopping over everywhere. So we'll do a basic trellising. You'll see it. I'm not going to over explain it. You can just put a post down. You can tie it to them. But in each of these, all 3, I'm going to clear them out, add in some compost, some fertilizer, and then we're going to plant the 3 that I have right there. These are clumping varieties. If you buy the clumping variety blackberries, they tend to stay more contained, but over time they will spread out. They're also thornless. There's no thorns on there, and that's a bonus. So everything that I'm growing blackberry-wise doesn't have a thorn, and it stays a little more contained. But again, over 6 years, they've spread everywhere. I even have a tree growing in there. I have to get rid of it. So let me clear out these beds, show you the compost I'm putting down, some basic organic granular fertilizer, and then we'll get to planting and feeding the plants that have been here for 6 years. Now you can build trellises in so many different ways. I just put a post here, over there, and then I have black paracord going down, I think 3 rows, and I just weave the canes in between. And that works pretty well for that, you know, and these have had a little bit more maintenance. The other thing is that generally speaking, blackberries fruit on 2nd-year wood. So all the canes that produced blackberries last year were all brown and dead. So if your blackberries don't look something like this right now, they were last year's canes. So you cut them to the ground. That was already done early in March. So these are all the canes that will be flowering. Like here's some buds right there, and producing fruit. And then from the ground, I'll probably see them as we walk through. There'll be new canes coming up that won't produce fruit this year, but they're going to grow, survive the winter, and then next year they're going to look like this. So you always have something going on. Here is one space, 4 posts. You could do, and I was late getting to these. This should have been done. This should have been done last year, really. But you know, when you have the time, you take care of things. So you can do just 4 posts, and you could do a weave, or not a weave, but you could just tie the string to all 4 corners and just do a couple rows with that, and then the canes would stay inside. You could tie them. These got really large right to the post, and you usually need 2, one for a little bit lower down and then one to straighten up the top so it's growing upward. But this whole space now is taken care of. And if we get in here, let me back in, you're gonna see new canes coming up. So there's one right here. It's really fragile. There's another one over here. There's 2 right here. One right there and one right there. Those are gonna grow really well this year, not produce. Next year they will have the blackberries on it. So I would just continue this design, put some string right over here, and then keep going up. These smaller canes, this is why this should have been done last year, as they're growing, I would just keep them contained by putting the string around here. But if you have to, you know, tie them to the post. And then in some cases, you might just have one, and those are tied to the post. They send out lots of side branches. Sometimes you have to tie them up, but you get the idea. There is a straggler in there that I don't want. I'll show you how I dig that up and what I do with it. You want to go down a good 12 inches, 30 centimeters, and try and get as much as the root as possible. And then you're just going to pop it up. And in a container, this size is perfect. A little bit smaller works, but you just want to fill it up with dirt. Use what it's been growing in. I'm going to be coming in here and adding more compost and more soil, you know, something like that. And then we're going to lift this up, see if I can do it without breaking anything, and just drop it in there, just like that. Most likely, you're going to have some die-off of the leaves. Water this every other day for a good 2 weeks, and it will establish a new blackberry root system. Let's just finish this out real quick. And that's going to be a brand new blackberry plant. Give it away, maybe it goes into another part of the garden. But I just didn't want this variety growing over here because I have my 3 plants, and one plant's could essentially go right here. That's the resting place for the new blackberry cane, and you can see right in here, I've been digging them up throughout my garden, and I am just going to grow these, give some away, sell some, put them in my wooded area, and just kind of let them do their thing. They are going to get beat up, don't worry about it, because again, you're just letting the roots establish. They will send up new canes this year, and these plants will be perfect to go into the ground in a future date. I needed to cut in here and show you how I prep the bed. Unfortunately, when I thought I was recording how I put down the organic granular and a compost and prep the bed, I actually didn't turn record on. And then when I went to shut it off, record came on, and I have 5 great minutes of the phone being in my pocket. So I'm going to use a different raised bed to show you how I prepped these beds for the blackberry plants. This bed will work, same height, same width, about half the size. So there's poorer quality soil in here, so pretend the spinach plants are weeds. These were planted way back in the beginning of March. They're starting to actually bolt. They should have been really big. So it's a poor quality soil, too much wood chips. So the process for really fixing bad soil, just on the side note, is the same, process that I'm using for the blackberry plants. So I'm gonna have to weed all this out. Any organic granular fertilizer works. I like using alfalfa pellets. Check out my channel and just search alfalfa. It'll tell you all the good stuff that's in here. This is only like 20, 25 bucks for a 40-pound bag, and it works really well as your organic granular fertilizer. It saves you money. So I'll weed it out. We'll get started. The larger spinach was actually planted back in October last year. Spinach overwinters here, but that should have been a nice deep green. It shouldn't have been bolting yet. So it's just not good soil. Heavily handed, I put down a lot of the alfalfa pellets. This is going to be a slow release fertilizer. All your organic granular is typically slow release. That means the microbes have to break it down, change, in this case the alfalfa, into a form of N, P, and K that the plants can use. So this is gonna, slowly feed the plants over time. And this is more for like next year. So just throw down your organic granular. If you have a lot of compost, you could actually skip the step and save yourself some money. Next step is to put a bunch of compost in here and just mix it into the top 4 inches, 10 centimeters of the soil. So I put down a lot of leaf compost. I'm able to make a lot of it. Use what you can. If you're buying bagged compost, you just want to make sure that it's a quality product. But this is the basic setup. Blackberries do really well sending roots down deep. They'll go down past, the depth here. The raised bed will help contain them so the rhizomes don't spread across your garden. But once, you have your compost and your mix or your organic granular in, you're just going to mix everything into that 4-inch, 10 centimeter depth, and then we'll get to planting. It's 4:30 and the direction straight ahead is west, south is over here. This area gets at least 8 hours of sun. For your blackberry canes to do best, you want 6 at least minimum. 6 full hours of sun. 8 is better. They can take more, but if you're falling in about 8 hours of direct sun, the blackberries are going to do really, really well. There's also going to be enough space in here this year and probably next year to put some other plants in the back end there, back here, because the blackberries are going to be in the middle. Maybe I'll plant some carrots or something right in this space. Next step is planting the blackberry. We're going to plant it maybe an inch above where the surface is out of the container. And in this case, there's some blackberries that I want to just make sure I take care of it and get soil to here. The whole goal for this plant this year is just to establish. We're not worried about it producing or doing anything like that. Once it gets into the hole, I'm going to put in 4 posts, 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be the beginning of the trellising system. I'll show you that. You want to loosen the roots a little bit. And then in the planting hole, make sure you loosen the bottom, I don't know, a couple inches, several centimeters. And then you're just dropping the plant in there and then you're just backfilling. We'll just move that over. It's a little bit easier with 2 hands, but you get the idea. We're just going to gently get this plant in place, press it in, smooth everything out, get the trellising in. But that's going to be perfect. And we're going to use the water-soluble fertilizer to really get the roots growing and the plant growing. I want to talk about watering, especially for transplants, and show you a real-time example of how much water I give them. Remember that these guys only have a root ball the size of the container. So even if we soak down this entire raised bed, which is a lot of moisture, the root system is contained to the size of the container. So for a good 14 days, every other day, you want to water the plant, because a hot day like today, tomorrow it's going to be 85, all those leaves can draw the water out of the root ball. So you want to definitely water it, if I can turn this on, and soak in that root ball really, really well. I like to water everything in first before I hit it with the water-soluble. And I am really soaking that in nicely. With this raised bed and most of your garden soil, garden beds, containers, you can't really overwater. One thing that a lot of gardeners do is they woefully underwater their plant over the seasons, and their plants produce, but they're going to really thrive if you give them more moisture, because they need water to pull in all the nutrients. So that's the initial watering, and then every other day, not quite that much, but every other day, you really want to soak in that space for that 2 weeks, let the roots establish. Next is the water-soluble fertilizer. I'm going to wait 5 minutes, just let all this water drain down, and then we'll hit it with the water-soluble. That's the start of the trellis, 4 posts. You can string it like that and just, tie another level of string on there. As the cane gets bigger, you could tie them to the post, whatever you want to do, but that will be nice support over the years as this blackberry begins to grow. All right, the water-soluble fertilizer. And remember, again, water-soluble means the nutrients can be used right away by the plant. The root system can pull the nutrients in soon as they absorb it, really. I like using the chemical type. If you're not comfortable with that, organic fertilizer is perfectly fine. I like the chemical type because if you're using it once or twice, even 3 times a year, it's not going to do any harm. It's really loaded with everything plants need. So for my first feeding of any transplant, I just like to hit it with that chemical type. I use Plant Expert actually. And just to give you an idea, quick pour like that, that will get the plant off to a great start. With a transplant, a new Blackberry that just went in, I'm going to probably hit it again in about 3 or 4 weeks with a water-soluble, and then I'm just going to let it go. Let this plant do its thing for this year, and then next year I'll be getting blackberries off of it. All right, let's go over to the established plants. Even though they're well established, if it's not rained recently, give them a nice soaking, especially since they're flowering. Again, water helps transport the nutrients through the roots. So I'm not going to do it here, but I'll probably spend a good 5 minutes really just soaking in the base of these plants, making sure they've got ample water really for this main growing stage of flowering and fruiting. If it's been raining a lot and you're getting good rains, you know, it really doesn't matter. But again, I'm just going to do this a good, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and just soak everything in. That will help the plants do their thing. For the established plants, I'm going to go right down the row, even where there might not be, a cane coming up, because future canes will come up from there. And I am just pouring the fertilizer, water-soluble, just like that. This is the chemical type. At this point, you could just use your organic fertilizer. I recommend AgroThrive. I'm affiliated with them, and you can find links to their site in the video description and save some money using my discount code. But this is enough water-soluble to really help get these plants going through the flowering and fruiting. And I need a little bit more to finish out down there. This is how I care for my blackberries that are established. Here's the space all set up. We have 1 plant, 2 plant, 3 plants back there. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com. I sell tomato and pepper seeds, $1.75 each. All other seeds are only $1.50 a pack. And again, thanks so much for watching.